If you've ever tripped over something walking down the street and then looked around to make sure nobody saw you, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Welcome back to another edition of Live Trading. It is the middle of the week. It is Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and get it today. Got a special guest for you.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
Good morning, folks, and welcome back to Live Trading. I am your host, Ryan Faloona, and I, of course, got 13 in the back, but we also have another special guest for you today. So let's just get right to it. We'll bring 13 on. Let's have a warm welcome for our good friend, Andy from Mighty Soldiers Trades. Andy, how are you doing today, my man?
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, 13. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. How are you, though? I asked you how you were doing.
Dude, I'm doing really good because I'm watching TIVC right now, and this thing is looking like a lot of orders flipping through it. So
okay, so
100% ripper though. So that's a great way to start the day, Ryan.
Looks like we've got some stuff to trade. We're going to go ahead and break all of that down. But first, as always, we are going to start with the SPY. So we've had kind of a run up recently. Yesterday kind of looked like a topping candle, or it really kind of felt like a topping candle. 13, I know you called it a neutral candle by definition, which can signal either a reversal or maybe another move higher. Now, so far here in the pre-market, looks like we're selling off a little bit down to that 1550 level. I have a current price here of 515.40. And I think one of your levels there, 13, correct me if I'm wrong, 515.50. So it looks like we're right about there. A little bit weak here in the pre-market. We got a Tesla story that we got to talk about. But today, so far in the pre-market, setting up like we might have a move to the downside here. If you take a look at some of the moving averages, that should give you an idea of some levels. We've got 512.08. Let's just call that 512. That's going to be your 50-day moving average. And then 506.60 is going to be your 20-day moving average, although I'm not confident that we get there here today. 13, you got anything here on the SPY?
Well, first, good morning, everybody. And you pretty much outlined the levels that I have that I'd be looking for if we get this downside that we have so far in the morning here. 515.50 is one of them. The other is 512, which is right in the same area as the 50-day SMA. So I'd be looking for 512 in particular to catch the price if it continues to fall that low today. After that, then we're going back to the 508.50 level. I don't know that we'll get down there today, but if we turn around and go up, I'd be looking for that 518.30 level that provided resistance yesterday to break. And if we go higher than that, then 521 would be the next level I have.
Okay, there you go. Levels for both directions. I appreciate it. Andy, do you have any thoughts on where the market might go here today?
I'm looking for some potential support around 513.29, Ryan. And pretty much, I mean, like last time I was on with you guys, I talked about the weekly with the 20 EMA, and we had a really basically perfect. If you guys look at that, it was amazing. And now I'm just I'm starting to take a break and just see what we do today, because we had that nice move, but now we got to decide where we're going from here. And I would expect that we're probably going to drop a little bit and find some support and work our way back up towards those highs.
Okay, and so that tells me one of the things that we can actually look for here today is a potential bounce trade, whether or not you're going to use the actual SPY as an individual equity or maybe some of the ETFs that we use. I flipped over to my weekly chart here. I don't have the 20 EMA, but I do have the 20 SMA, and as you can see, this was a pretty nice hold of that EMA, or excuse me, of that SMA, which we talk about regularly here. Okay, that's good stuff for the SPY. We will, of course, monitor that throughout the course of the day, but let's move over to actually, you know what, before we move over to Tesla, let me remind all of you folks that the stream is sponsored by Trade the Pool. So if you need help getting over the 25K day trading threshold, or simply need more buying power, check out Trade the Pool. They can help. They also provide us with some picks. And I got to say, the ones from yesterday, 3 of 3 on potential trades based on the setup. So let's see how well we do here today. We've got Reddit, Uber, and Shop up as stocks in play here today. I've got them all marked off for the potential trade plan that we're going to be looking for in the Trade the Pool broker, which I will switch to as soon as the market opens here. So I know we've been talking about Reddit pretty much every day here. Reddit, of course, popping here on earnings. So that should be fun. We might actually have a Reddit trade. speaking of the, if I trade any of these stocks here today, they are all going to be day trades. So keep that in mind. We'll take a look at those when we flip over to the Trade the Pool broker. But the stock that I want to start with here today, if it's okay with you gentlemen, is going to be Tesla. And we take a look at Tesla, you can see we really started to sell off here just about 8 o'clock, or excuse me, just about 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Tesla shares are trading lower. A report suggested that U.S. prosecutors are looking into whether Tesla misled investors and customers about its self-driving technology. So Tesla here down about 3.5% in the pre-market. That was a Reuters news article. So what do you guys think here on Tesla? I know we've talked a lot. We look at this one every day. It's volatile every day. It often gives us trading setups every day. You think this is some really bad news that might lead to another leg lower, or might we bounce from this level? I'll start with my own personal opinion here. Obviously, I'm biased because I have no interest in self-driving. I don't trust it. I wouldn't use it, and I certainly wouldn't pay extra for it. So to me, this whole thing is just kind of, I'm not surprised, really. I don't necessarily trust this technology. I might be the outlier there. But what I will say here is that sometimes these negative stories, they don't really have enough teeth. Yeah, sure, you get a reaction to the headline, but there might be a bounce in here. So one of the things that I'm going to be looking for here on Tesla is going to be a break of this 170.50 to the downside, or maybe a break of 172.50 to the upside, and we'll see if we get a trade here on Tesla. Now, you gentlemen, what do you guys think about Tesla as a stock, and then also how this news might affect it?
Right. All I can say right now is that we have a rejection at all the key moving averages for Tesla. And anytime that I've seen this sort of bear flag situation that I see in the 5-minute right now for Tesla, it has not been a good time for me to go long. So I'm just gonna, like you said, I'm looking at that 170.52, 170.50 area, and see if we can get some more downside momentum for the short term. But like I told you guys earlier, I'm looking to catch a bid today somewhere. So we probably will likely have that happen in my opinion, and that's what I'm looking for. And then I'm gonna look to see where we're gonna find that support. Okay, awesome. Keep us posted on those levels. That sounds like a really good plan, Andy. Real quick, 13, before I go to you here on Tesla, I just want to highlight one thing. Lynn and Randy, good morning. First of all, I hope that you enjoyed the hockey games last night. Those were absolutely incredible. Okay, absolutely incredible. By the way, great call ahead of time on the M4 iPad. So shout out to you again. Staying safe today. I think you meant to say in Tornado Alley. Ooh, yikes. I did see over the past couple of days, I think yesterday I saw some pictures of where a tornado rolled through. Please stay safe. Hope everything is well with you too. Okay, 13. How about you on this Tesla news? What do you think?
So as far as self-driving goes, I'm not sold on it. I think that for technicals, I'll just get that out of the way. 180 to the upside would be the resistance area. If we don't get support from the 50-day SMA, which we're trading underneath right now, I expect that to be a resistance if we open beneath it. We also have the 20-day SMA right underneath there. Beneath that, I'd say that about 158 to 160 would be, if we even get down to today, would be where I'd look for support if we get a tremendous downside. Aside from the technicals, I think when it comes to Tesla, there's just a whole lot of really bad news that's kind of piling on right now, and Musk is having to dig himself out. This whole lawsuit that just started to get it, across the news feed this morning is just another layer of problems that they have. I think the real issue that Musk has created for himself is getting in bed with Baidu and trying to research full self-driving over in China, because I don't know that data, whatever they come out of, they get out of it, is going to end up leaving the country. So I'd be very concerned as a Tesla investor. Okay. Really good stuff there. I appreciate the China angle too. Hadn't even thought about that, but you bring up a really good point, and that's something that we've discussed at length. So really good stuff there. Okay, well, we'll see here on Tesla. Lynn and Randy, of course, saying Tesla day trade, that's the way to do it. I agree, and I think that today actually sets up for some volatility. So let's see if we get a trade here on Tesla. Okay, let's move over to the movers tool, talk about some of these smaller gappers that might be Momo plays. Oh, you know what? I actually almost forgot. Jay Rice, I want to highlight this. I love stuff like this. Boot
I think you are referring to ticker Boot. Let me bring it up here for a visual aid. This is Boot Barn. By the way, got some pretty awesome hoodies from Boot Barn, so really kind of like this. Jay here saying Spruce Point short report. These guys suck. Tell us how you feel, Jay. We appreciate it. I may buy the dip here. So remember, we've seen some of these short attacks come out on these companies, and we've seen a lot of these companies actually bounce depending on the quality of that short report. Now, in this case, Jay here, I'm assuming you've been following Spruce Point for a while. You notice that their reports probably aren't that great. So maybe we do have a buyable dip here in Boot. Now, I have no levels or plan for this yet, but I absolutely will watch this here today, and I appreciate you bringing this to the show here. So Boot also on watch here for today. Okay, let's talk about some of these smaller movers here real quick, and then we'll go through the chat. We actually have 14 minutes here, so we're doing pretty good on time. First one here is going to be ticker REBN, and I think I saw Jonathan talking about this one earlier in the chat. Apologize if I got that wrong. Reborn coffee shares are trading higher after the company announced a significant expansion into the China market through a strategic master licensing agreement with IAID Co. Okay, so this is Reborn Coffee. The stock was about just under $2 yesterday. Here we are popping above 3. Looks like we're actually kind of curling off the VWAP and making another run towards 3 as we speak. Volume looks really good here. This is a California-based specialty coffee company that's now trying to expand into China. So I understand why this is going here or why this is moving here. But remember, one of the things that we just saw in the Starbucks report was how poorly Starbucks was doing in China and how their sales from China really kind of came in. So I think it might be too early to really kind of draw conclusions like, hey, might this Reborn Coffee be taking market share from Starbucks in China? I don't know if that's the case, but perhaps the reduced sales in China will cause that consumer to look for coffee elsewhere. I don't know. And if I trade this here today, again, I wouldn't kind of factor that into my trading position. This would be a day trade only. REBN 13, you have anything on this one that you want to cover for the group?
It's funny. This is the second coffee company that we've covered. We covered another one in Happy Hour that has run since Starbucks earnings. The other one was Dutch Bros. So interesting that we're starting to see these other coffee companies do better than Starbucks. Yep. Aside from that, they closed a master license agreement with Guangdong in China. They have a 789,000 share float. So this thing has the potential to really move. They did a 1-for-8 reverse split back on January 22nd. Aside from that, good luck.
Okay. There you go. Ticker REBN. How about you, Andy? You like REBN here? Does this fit your trading criteria today?
Well, REBN on the daily, we've already broke through that 65 EMA. I believe it like 171-ish. And I'm looking to, most of the time, Ryan, when I see these things, I'm looking for a rejection at the 200 at about 361. So, I mean, if we can get up to 361, we have some resistance right there. So, I mean, it's not, I'm not thinking much about it.
Okay. And actually, we've seen when Reborn kind of spikes, it does like to come in same day or the very next day. So again, keep that in mind and be very careful with trades like this. Next here on the list is going to be TIVC. This is Tivic Health Systems. You can see here, this actually popped above 250. This was flirting with penny stock territory. This popped here this morning above 250, but it looks like it's really pulling back here. Retraced about 75% of that move so far, and about 30 some cents away from the VWAP here. On TIVC, we do have some news here. Tivic Health announces completion of non-invasive VNS study demonstrating effective biological changes in the autonomic, cardiac, and central nervous systems. So it looks like we're really going to have to kind of dig through that PR, which I have not done yet. 13, have you moved through this one? Not to put you on the spot, but have you kind of looked through this one a little bit?
Not particularly. I just was looking at their float and seem to have a little bit of an issue trying to get a read on their calendar, not getting the data on if they did a reverse split or not. So
I've got one here. They did on August 23rd of 2023. They did a 1-for-100 reverse split.
Okay. So I don't have levels for this one. I just this is the latest one that's moving. So and it just got over $1 not too long ago. So I don't have a whole lot on this one.
Yeah, and neither do I. And I was not trying to put you on the spot there. We'll see if 150 holds. I think one of the things that we might need to do is kind of pick through the PR here a little bit and see if this is legitimate or not. In the meantime, we can obviously watch price action, see what types of levels this thing sets, and see if this gives us a trade. At least right now, it looks like it's trying to hold 150. And if we bounce, we actually have a pretty decent trade back to the VWAP. Even if it doesn't have the strength to get above the VWAP. So we'll see here TIVC. Next, we have SLNH, and this is Faloona Holdings here. This stock was just under 250, popped almost as high as 4, has kind of come back in. But it's not really accelerating away from the VWAP. It is using it as resistance. This is going to be one of the key indicators we take a look at once the market opens, if this thing forms any type of bottom. We'll see if it can hold this 3 level here. As far as the news goes on this one, we have Solana launches AI cloud service in collaboration with global enterprise GPU server, original equipment manufacturer. I was just going to ask you, 13. You took the words right out of my mouth. Looks like a bunch of buzzwords there in the PR. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, they got a 2.6 million share float, did a reverse split last October on the 16th. The interesting thing about this AI cloud service that they launched, they didn't mention the company that they partnered with to launch this. It's some big company, some big OEM. First thought is maybe it's NVIDIA, could be, maybe not, who knows. This thing, I have levels for going all the way up. It could go where, it could go up a pretty good distance. I have it going back up into the double digits back in 22. So we could end up going that high if we have enough volume. For now, we're trying to get over 3, and the big level I think that we need to get over or get up to with today is 375, and then we'll start seeing how we trade. But that's all I have for SLNH.
Okay. Really good stuff there. Andy, how about you? You got anything here on SLNH?
I got nothing there, Ryan, but looking to the left on TIVC that you were just on the daily, I mean, this thing has not held gains. It's given back everything. Yeah. It's typical penny garbage, and I decided to buy some. So.
Oh, okay. So we have I love how you set that up, Andy. You just kind of walked into that. So it looks like we have our first opening here, long for Andy on ticker TIVC. We'll see how that one does. Real quick, definitely want to cover a couple of things here. Well, RPTX was the last one we had on our list here, right? 13.
That's what I have, yeah.
You had something for. I just don't want to shortchange you here. Just kind of keeping an eye on the time here. This did pop above 450. It's really kind of come back, but again, really close to the VWAP here. News catalyst driving this is earnings from yesterday after hours. So we'll see if there's any carry through here today.
They also, in that earnings, they also announced a major business development. They are advancing their oncology trials. That's another reason why it's moving.
Okay, there you go. And actually, the volume looks pretty good here this morning. The stock normally trades only 126,000 shares of volume. Today, we've traded over 2 million, floats just under 26 million there, about 25.5 million. So RPTX, this one could be on deck here today. All right, couple of things that I wanted to cover here. First of all, Ranges Rider is, if something because of any news catalyst is already up 50% or more, are you still interested to buy any dip, or do you like to short the news? I know it's not a simple answer, but your general take. Well, I can start here real quick. First of all, generally speaking, I'm a long bias trader. So what I would like to see on these stocks that are up 50% is some type of pullback to shake out some of the weak hands, and then a clear indication that that price is going to hold, at least in the short term. Because if I get that, now the stock has carved out a pretty decent range, and I have some levels that I can trade based off that range. So again, when we're talking about some of these, especially the ones that are up 50%, we're talking about short-term trades only. As far as a swing trade or investment, or really any trade with a time horizon greater than a day, I'm not interested in chasing candles where the equity is up 50%. That is normally going to put me into a world of hurt. For the purpose of day trading, it's obviously entirely different, and you're waiting for a short-term bottom there. Do you guys have anything you can help range out here with?
So when it comes to like something that's already moving up 50%, I really need to find out more about the company, like what the float's like. If I understand how much of a float I'm dealing with, I can get an idea if this thing is going to whip around a lot, be very volatile, or move around, easily get pushed around. I also want to know what space they're in. It would take some. It's not just going to be one of those things that I just blindly start to get into because it's up 50%. It could run more.
Yeah.
I want to know a little bit more about the company and what kind of stock it is. If it's a penny stock, there's a good chance I might get more out of it. If it's a major company that reported earnings and it looks like they've had their run and we're already in the regular session, I probably wouldn't go long there at that point. I like you said, Ryan, I'd wait for some pullback to make sure we get that support.
How about you, Andy?
Just important to know that if you're playing with a hot potato, and these penny stocks typically are hot potatoes every single morning. And as far as like shorting them, that has its own risks. And if that's your thing, go for it. But, like 13 just said, if the float's right and the price action's right, I'm not really concerned how high it is up. I just want to know, how bad it can get for me. So I basically position myself so I'm not too deep in these things.
Yeah, really good stuff, Andy. Seems that I love that hot potato reference. Seems like you really woke up and chose excellence today. So we will keep carrying that forward. That is absolutely fantastic. Okay, next comment that I wanted to highlight here real quick, then we'll go ahead and take some requests here from the chat. Is going to be Sally. Sally, good morning. Great to see you here this morning. Sally mentioning about Shop or any stock. It's crazy that a stock with a 723 million share float can drop its price 20% based on the sale of only 0.00006% of its shares. So, Sally, a couple of things here. Number one, one of the phenomenons that is at play here is the extended sessions. Right. So you've often heard me say, I'll wait for the volume to show up in the regular session, or something like, I want to see what the print's like when the regular session opens, because that's where a majority of that volume is going to be. If the same amount of volume were to trade here, I don't think you would get the same numbers. Like if their earnings report, for example, was released during the day instead of in the after hours, I think you might get a little bit of a different story here. I really think some of how the stock actually moves and the degree at which it moves is because we're in the after hours here. We're going to use today's regular session across the entire day to discover where that price is going to end up. If it ends up lower, then it looks like that news might have been even a little bit worse. But again, you're going to have that increased volume that's going to help drive that price to that new low here. So that's my thoughts here on that. The other thing is that especially when it comes to earnings, these are huge binary events. This is literally the company telling the market for the first time how they're doing. And that knee-jerk reaction by some investors might cause that price to either overshoot whatever target it would normally go to. Hope that makes sense. Okay.
Liquidity is a bitch.
Go say that again.
Illiquidity is a bitch.
Yeah, there you go. And 13 is exactly right. The extended sessions, whether it's the aftermarket session or the pre-market session, are definitely going to be less liquid. Sometimes you can use that to your advantage. Other times it might just be best to wait until the regular session opens. Most of the time, that's what I do. I simply just wait. All right. We got just a couple of minutes left. By the way, I love that multiple people in the chat have picked up this timer to kind of alert to what's going on here. Sometimes I'm looking at too many things. I can't keep my eye on the clock. You folks are the real MVPs. What stocks do you folks want to take a look at here today before we go ahead and open?
Can I just mention real quick,
yes.
Jane Smith mentioning WYY. I think that was also being mentioned earlier. This is moving on that company being selected by the U.S. Navy for a 10-year, $2.7 billion Spiral 4 contract to supply a full range of wireless and telecommunication services to military personnel and federal civilian employees. So that's a big contract, and that's most likely why it's moving so much.
There you go. 1 minute left. I saw a number of people, Tony, mentioning INOD. This is a stock that we talk about quite a bit. INOD reported earnings yesterday and just absolute gangbusters. We talked about this in the happy hour show. Mm-hmm. The CEO gave himself a raise not long before this. That kind of gave us the impression that, hey, the number's probably going to be good. We just talked about chasing stocks that were up. We did like this for swings. 13, I think you were in this for this particular move.
No, I sold at 7 because I wasn't sure. It's fine. I'm waiting for the 30 million revenue print anyway.
Yeah, and okay, so this stock is up here. 5 seconds till we open here. I wouldn't chase this, but watch this if you do want to trade this. All right, let me flip over to trade the pool and let's get this party started.
All right,
just took some quick profit shorting the futures here for the SPY.
Looks like REBN is about to break the the pre-market high of 330. It's getting right up there right now.
See if it breaks that.
Yeah, see if it can get the volume. And it looks like.
Keep me updated. I'm going to just roll through some of these other stocks. Here are the ranges that I had for some of these. Reddit, we're looking for a breakout or a breakdown from this level. Let's check Uber as well. Remember, these came from Trade the Pool. We're waiting the same trade plan on all of these, a breakout or a breakdown and a retest, and we'll see if we get that. Here's Shop. Looks like that's stopping at the VWAP. So it looks like we're in a holding pattern so far. Let's go ahead and check back in on REBN.
It pops.
335 is your day high here.
Yeah, so a little bit more than the pre-market, and it came back in. Still struggling to get up to the next level I have, which is going to be between 365 and 370.
Okay.
SLNH.
SLNH was another one from the list there.
Yeah, that one's going down to its 65 EMA on the 5-minute, so we'll see if we can get a bounce there. RPTX, just not really doing a whole lot. Still
so
sideways.
Those three stocks are the only stocks I see on my scanner at the moment. REBN, SLNH, and RPTX.
Sounds like a short morning.
EBS is getting some mentions here. I know a couple of people were talking about that. EBS looking like it's flirting with its VWAP here right about 430. A little bit spread there. TIVC now appearing on the scanner, and a WIS mention here. Looks like maybe that's trading up off that curl. Let's see if we can get to the VWAP there.
We got a mention from Lynn that Redfin had a pop squawk, but this is also, there's a lot of, I'm seeing a lot of analysts ratings come through this morning for Redfin. You have holds and sells. So that change in sentiment might be creating some volatility here with Redfin.
Okay.
Went ahead and grabbed the 65 bounce on the 15-second for REBN. We popped an upper shadow at the open and just we're holding, so I figured why not give it a shot.
Let me bring that up here, Andy.
Looks like REBN is trying to get pushed down to VWAP.
And we just broke that 65, but we're just popping a lower shadow, so I'm still comfortable with it. For myself. You guys, please don't ever follow me.
Just like and subscribe only.
Right, exactly.
Palantir still down narrow 2150s. Because I know that's been a big thing we've been watching lately. SLNH might be coming back up. It's trying to make its way back to some of this consolidation here in pre-market. RPTX broke down, low volume, not sure what it wants to do.
SNLH.
Looks like REBN is doing good, getting some bids to come in at 313, 312.
It looks like it did bounce off that VWAP there at 290, pretty good.
Yep.
Jay mentioning Reddit with a big fade there. So look, we broke out of the bottom of this channel and we had no back test of it. So there was no met criteria there yet for a trade. We'll see if it bounces here and back test that 54 level. We might be able to enter a short right there. That's actually above the VWAP too.
And just took some profit on REBN.
Nice job, Andy.
Yeah, going higher. Got up to that 365, 370 area. So it actually top tick almost 371. That level wasn't too bad. We get some pullback here. I'd look for it to try to break that in as early as the next 5 minutes to as late as the next 30. If we continue with this volume.
INOD continuing to rip out of the gate here.
What was this, 700,000 in the float, or was that the other one there?
REBN had 789,000 shares in the float. That's right.
That's insane. It's 100% ripper, very low float. This is beautiful, but I'm not saying that it's beautiful like it's going to continue higher though, guys.
No, it just really gives a lot of opportunities for movement. Oh God, 950 and INOD, man. You know, I wasn't sure if selling at 7 was going to be the good move or not. I made a good amount of change in it, but this would have been a lot better. We'll just have to talk to the folks in Happy Hour that were still in this and see how they're doing. I know they weren't in this too heavily.
Uber might be losing this channel here. Watch for a 63.35 break to the downside there on Uber.
Getting a mention on Air. That's AIRE.
Lyft looking like it might be curling. Here's Air 13. Nice little pop up to 115 there.
Yeah, that comes. Let's see. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just want to note on this REBN that we just doubled the flag on the 5 minute. So that's something to always take note of.
Yeah, Wiss mentioned Air, that's who I saw. Don't know what the news is here. Let me see if I can find something. If there's a reason why it's popping. Not seeing anything.
Yeah, Zoltan, same with me. CEO is kind of rough there. I was out of it too. I feel you on that one.
But you still made money and you just were playing it safe. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I've actually traded that several times and made money.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
But I haven't. Right, but I wasn't in for this move, unfortunately. That would have been sweet.
Yeah, I
don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I'll see a setup. Like right now, I see a possible short setup in the futures or in the SPY. And I always want to wait out what happens after that to decide sometimes. Like right now, I think that there's a good chance we could just break up to the VWAP before breaking down a little bit. But
as far as AIRE goes, it looks like because we had volume yesterday that this might be a relative volume movement. That's really all I can see. I don't see any news.
Trip, by the way, halted to the downside here, Richard. Richard, you were asking what happened to Trip. TripAdvisor shares trading lower after Liberty, TripAdvisor, and the special committee ceased discussions with third parties with respect to a potential transaction. So it looks like a transaction taken off the board. I think I saw a quote from them that the proposed transactions or the outstanding ones wouldn't be good for shareholders. Doesn't look like today's good for shareholders either. Sorry, what was that, 13?
It's halted to the downside.
Yeah, it's halted to the downside. Exactly.
Wow.
Stock down big here, down 36% today on Trip.
Well, time to look for some levels in that one.
Okay, Reddit trying to bounce a little bit here. Uber was unable to break the bottom of its range.
So, Ryan, you remember how TripAdvisor? I think this is one of the ones you talked about having a floating island. It just fell into the ocean.
Uh-oh. Let me get the graphical representation up there. We'll take a look at that. So it pulled a Boeing. Probably way too soon for that joke. All right, let me go back to Trip here. So here's the island that you were talking about, right? Not only did we gap down beneath the island as well as every moving average, but we also pretty much gap down through the work that we did at the end of last year into this year. So here, lows that I have here on Trip. Well, all-time lows right here at about $13, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And it looks like we got down near there recently. That low is about, what, $14? And we're only $2.50 away from that. At some point, I think that this is probably going to bounce.
Yeah, I'd have to think so. And it's going to probably be a really strong bounce, too. By the way, REBN, Andy, great call on this one. This one got up to $4. Broke through that that level I was talking about around 365, 370. So if we consolidate here and continue to move up some more, the next level I have is 450.
Almost seems like we could halt soon, but
in REBN,
yeah, they're not locking it up yet, but it has that feel to it, you know.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, what a beautiful move. I mean, this is like pennies of old.
I mean, of the three that we were talking about this morning, that's been the winner. I'm not good at getting as high as 969.
REBN testing 4 here. SNLH. No go yet here.
Just a whole lot of nothing on that one. Maybe it gets a bounce. Maybe it gets a bounce around 250.
A little bit of a bounce there. Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
Just don't follow me like I said, but I'm feeling like this feeling. We're talking about feelings now. But anyways, it doesn't look too good. I'm thinking we could drop from here, but this thing has been a beast.
Oh, REBN.
Yeah, 130%, 34.8 million traded this morning. but it looks like we're due for a pullback right now.
Yeah. Might chew through this support that it has at 380. Oh, yeah, it's really eating it up.
Uber here looking like it's going to try to break the top end of this range here, 66.82. Let's see if it does that and gives us a little bit of a back test here on Uber. Lyft also at HOD here. Nice call, Jay. Lyft is real strong out of the open.
Yeah, we were talking about that one yesterday and how the CEO is executing really well with this company. But, you know, we were also talking about how they, some of us think they need to diversify, kind of like how Uber has. And I know that there's some folks in Happy Hour that are on both sides of that. They should, they shouldn't. I'm on the side that they shouldn't. I think that they're, you know, I think getting into like food delivery was not the greatest for Uber. I don't think they're making money on that anyway. And I don't think it's going to, it would bode well for Lyft to try to fight them in that space when they're already having competition between Grubhub and DoorDash, and none of those companies are doing well. It's all about who's going to be the last man standing.
Took some Uber here on the back test of this level. We'll see if it actually holds above. Looking like it was going to try. Here we go, though. Going to the downside now. Let's see how much we come back in. Yikes, that did not work. Might have been a little too early.
I nod putting in some lengthy upper shadows last 15 minutes.
Yeah, and we have a upper shadow just shy of the 65 EMA on the 5-minute here for Uber as well. Pulling back into that previous resistance level. For that flag.
I'm going to see if we get any type of bounce here, but if this really starts to get ugly, we might just have to reset. Yeah, so Jay's saying here regarding Lyft, it's a 2024 turnaround story with the new CEA, much like JMIA. And so I'll say this, at least my experience with using both of these services, it's much easier for me to catch an Uber. I'm not sure how that's going to translate to the stock price. We need a bounce here pretty soon, or this trade is going to be booked as an L.
Good news for Uber there, Ryan, is the 65 EMA on the 15-second for the SPY held support with the lower shadow pushing back up. So
wow, I'm just looking through the list. I'm just looking through the list of these past things that we've traded. There is almost nothing green. NIVF, this is interesting.
INOD taking all the green here for today. Big pullback here in Uber. This might go all the way to the VWAP.
That's funny. I just mentioned NIVF, and then I look over and I see the Crow did too. This one had a pre-market high of 144. MFI, very low volume, but that had a pop out of the gate, and I'm not sure what it's doing right now. I'm just going through some of these old girlfriends and just seeing if there's anything that they're, you know, setting up with. Not a lot of great setups.
Here, I'll take a look here at NIVF while I'm waiting for Uber to. Man, Uber might just be coming back in. This might be trouble. That was the nice pop here on NIVF through that VWAP. Looks like it's going to try and go higher here. RPTX continuing to move down. Sorry, 13.
No worries. Speaking of going higher, INOD now knocking on the door of 10. We got as high as 988. Cattle is green, 13. Let's take a look.
It is. Indeed it is.
It is. MACD looks like it would be suggesting that it's trying to push through that pre-market high of 998.
I like this. I like this here, Jay, as well. Jay saying 29% revenue growth, not cutting it. Jay, always looking into those fundamentals, which we appreciate. I'll get back in around 62. So it looks like you like A-Lab as the 62 level there for a potential reload. Want to keep on watch there.
I think Wisdom got into the edibles again.
767 crash landing in Turkey this morning for Boeing. Man, oh man.
Really? Oh my! I'm sorry to laugh, but
that's what Lynn is saying here. I can't. I haven't confirmed that, but
that's just awful.
Yeah. Now I feel bad because I made that joke without knowing that.
Well, it doesn't seem like the stock's reacted to it yet.
surprisingly, we're still holding what VWAP. We're holding a 65.
Oh, it's a
here on
FedEx
REBN.
cargo plane, says Zoltan. Okay.
Oh, okay. So then the short is on Amazon. I'm just kidding.
Tony watching Very here saying that Very had a really big pop, a very big pop, you might even say. Wink, wink. I don't have Very. Oh, I have to get the ticker right in order to pull it up there. Here we go on Very. Nice, huge move right out of the open there. No setup, though.
Not
For
yet.
me, anyway.
And I'm looking for that potential rejection at the VWAP converging with the 65 on the 5-minute on the futures here for the SPY.
Oh, thanks for the update, David. So it means that those folks will be getting their packages at some point. And everybody's safe. That's the important part.
Okay, so Roy, I got to ask about the tripping this morning. Did you have a tripping incident?
I've had many, Andy, to be quite honest with you. I thankfully haven't had I thankfully haven't had any recently. I did hear a funny story though. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to load shop here, but it's not working. Let me roll through another ticker here. Okay, I'm gonna hit a feed. Man, oh man, chart's not working here. I am watching the price for Uber as Uber is bouncing here. We'll see if we can really get going. Sorry about this. Let me bring up a different screen here that's actually working. So real funny story. For those of you that are into sports, I don't know if any of you watch Pardon the Interruption, which is a show on ESPN, features Mike Wilbon, longtime Washington Post columnist. And a couple of weeks ago, he showed up on show with glasses on. And I was like, what the hell's going on? It took me 3 days to finally hear the story that he tripped over his luggage and face planted on the pavement and had a black eye. And then had to do television with a black eye. Makeup artist couldn't dress it up, had to wear sunglasses on the show. And so, Andy, even the best of us have tripped before. And so I don't know about you, but when I trip, the first thing I do is look around to see how embarrassed I actually need to be. That's just me, though. All right. Here is
They should have
Uber.
consulted TripAdvisor.
They should have consulted TripAdvisor. Oh, that was good. 13. Okay, Uber here. Patience so far looks like it's paying off. We didn't quite come back into the VWAP. Looks like we're trying to go higher here. I really want to see a break of the previous high. Do I microdose? No. I don't care for mushrooms at all. And I don't like the feeling of tripping. So no, I don't, James.
So we went a different route on tripping there.
Yeah, I figured after you guys chuckled and then there were some comments in the chat, I figure I might as well clarify that. Here's Boot. Hey, Jay, what a call. What a call. Looks like hopefully you bought that dip because it looks like we almost completely retraced that Spruce Point short report. Kudos to you for giving this to the group early here. I obviously did not take this one, but so far looking pretty good. Really good call there, Jay.
Boeing moving higher now. I guess everybody figured out it wasn't a passenger plane.
I mean, the plane crashing is still a problem, whether it's passenger or not.
It's just the front gear that had a problem, and it landed safely. It skidded across. I mean, I understand that the concern with the Boeing is yet another incident, but the fact that the plane probably will still fly following repairs, and nothing of immense value or human life was lost. I think that's all things considered, it's not that bad. Indeed.
Okay. So we'll still see here on Uber. I want to move around some of the other stocks that you folks are playing.
Nice job, Alyssa. I've been playing REBN too. I think most of us have.
Most of us but me.
Kind of hanging out here. But
so I decided to risk it for the biscuit here and took another short here in the market.
So are you shorting SPY or are you shorting the futures?
Futures, right? Yeah.
Okay. Take a look and see how Lyft is still doing. Lyft still pushing higher here. Bros appearing on my scanner. I know we just talked about Dutch Bros reporting earnings, looking like they're taking the next leg higher here out of those earnings.
So what other coffee companies can we look at besides the three that we already know about? Bros, the one that's moving today, and Starbucks.
Whatever happened to Luckin?
I was thinking as 13 asked that question, I was like, so who's going to bring up Luckin Coffee? And Andy did not disappoint. So we'll take that.
I was thinking Luckin the whole time we were talking about this one that's moving this morning because they're trying to expand in China. I was like, well, you should do your research. REBN looking like it's trying to make the next move above 407 here, or at least trying.
Lynn saying another incident, and remember, Lynn and Randy come from that industry, so I view them as experts. Another incident, probably not their issue. Great example of emotions in the market regarding BA Boeing.
Duncan, that's a good one. What's the ticker for that? Can you help me remember?
DNK, I think. No, DNKN. What is Duncan's ticker? Now Duncan Brands, DNKN. DNKN.
DNKN doesn't bring up anything for
yeah, it doesn't bring up anything for me either. Boy, that must be an old Google article.
Oh, it got bought out.
Duncan got bought out a long time ago. Thanks, Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Tells you how often I look at that stock.
Yeah, look, I told you that maybe I was the happy hour group. One of my friends worked for Dunkin' Donuts. I don't think I'll go there again, and I'll just leave it at that.
I nod with a big change here. We are going lower. We just knifed through VWAP.
I know it's still up handily from yesterday after that pullback. It was the same guys who bought Panera. They bought Dunkin'. Okay. And Uber not feeling it here. We'll see. I'm going to leave this one on. I'm going to try and be a little bit more patient with this, especially since this is not a penny stock.
MSGM hasn't had a bad morning. This doesn't really, it seems like there's a whole lot of volume. It shows that it had the volume out of the open, but it really went away. So I'm not sure about this one, but just noticed it. That was up about 6%. Might be moving later. Who knows?
REBN now bouncing off that VWAP, maybe for another trade here.
Yeah, back above the 65 on REBN, holding all the key levels nicely, and got another flag forming. So if we could double this flag, now that would be a day.
Let's have a day.
Let's have a day.
I'm all for that, guys.
There's a lot of sell orders. Here we go. REBN trying to make its moves.
Indeed, it is.
I don't think we're there yet, guys, but I mean that's me thinking. So
it's just I'm kind of there with you because I'm looking at the amount of sell orders that we have between here and the highs we made earlier, and I'm just like maybe not. So scalping seems like it would be the appropriate move if I don't have that conviction.
I'm always looking for that middle finger, and I've not seen it yet.
Do you see the fist at least?
Oh gosh.
Just kind of looking around, see what else.
Yeah, me too. I'm just punching up tickers from the scanner here. Uber.
So as you guys know, I always say the first rule.
Sorry,
that, right? As you guys know, the first rule I say in penny stocks is I'm up, they see me, I'm down. But I'm thinking about making a shirt that says I'm still up, they see me, and I'm not going down for the SPY.
Netflix looks like this gap was filled here, Jay.
Line Atlas for CVS. What's the thought here? Is this are you going long? Are you swinging? Are you just day trading? What's going with CVS? To me, the daily doesn't look great, but I could see how there could be a potential bounce with how oversold this one is.
So if you guys don't mind at all, this is not Benzinga. This is just me. But we gave away 3 shirts. Last time I was here, or a couple times ago, something like that. If we can get 3 people in the chat to say that they would like us to send them something, I'll send each of you a Roman coin.
I have one of those Roman coins, by the way. He's not BSing.
So basically, if you just put it in the chat, Alyssa will see who you are, and then you can send an email once we call your name to Andy@MightySoldiersTrades.com.
Look at Andy showing up,
Nice.
giving gifts. I mean, gonna make us look bad here pretty soon, Andy. Just kidding.
I don't have anything to give.
So we got Rustam. I don't know if I said that one right.
Rustam. 13. Your presence is a gift.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man.
Are we going by the first 3 comments?
I said Rustam. You guys can choose the other 2 on the comments. Just go for it.
It's a fight to the death.
Oh,
Dive for the knife.
You guys. Introducing some volatility into the chat this morning.
I mean, we are.
Send me a Roman coin.
Let's
Anybody
trade.
wants to send down us?
Let's trade some bets here since we're trading stocks. Who's gonna win?
Oh, that's right. I wonder if my bet cashed from last night. Good call, 13. I admit,
happy to
the
help.
late hockey game, I fell asleep before it ended, so I don't know.
So anyways, we got some work for Alyssa to do for 2 more people because there is a list here.
Well, you were telling me that Alyssa doesn't do enough work, so that makes sense, Andy.
Alyssa does more work than anybody, Ryan.
Of course, I'm kidding. Good Lord.
REBN went lower. Still trying to get pushed down even lower. I'd like to see it hold the VWAP here.
So don't just pick anybody, Alyssa. Just like, I don't know, randomize the list and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm going to put it into a random generator.
Good deal. I bet. See, I didn't even tease that. I bet you guys didn't know you were going to have potential to get presence here. Uber continuing to bounce. Let's go. Let's get this rolling.
There we go. There we go.
Which ticker?
REBN. That bounce off the VWAP on this current 5-minute candle. That was working pretty well. Now we just need to get back above that 365 to 370 range I was telling you about, where we've been consolidating.
And completely unrelated and unplanned, if you guys don't have a trial for Benzinga Pro, check it out. It's literally the tool that I can't go without every day in my trading.
We appreciate you, Andy.
Oh man,
appreciate you.
I use it all the time for doing research on future ideas for trades. So it's very, very helpful for not just day trading, but for research. I absolutely love Benzinga Pro for that.
Hang on one sec, folks.
And REBN is looking better and better. It's going to have to chew through some sell orders as soon as we get up to 375.
Okay, I'm going to add a 4th in there, and I'm just going to throw another name myself. Becca, she's mentioned this several times that I can see in the chat, so she's good. Email me at Andy@MightySoldiersTrades.com. Sorry, guys, hijacking the.
No, we're having a good time, man.
Dude, I just love giving stuff away, and you know what I really love is like getting into this business. I've had so many other people, other companies, give me their stuff to give away, and that makes it even funner, guys.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Is that funner? More funner.
I know what you meant. I read you loud and clear. Copy that.
Oh, I'm cool with funner. Funner works.
REBN looks like maybe this bounce is going to continue here. That did test that VWAP.
Mm-hmm. It's in that area I was telling you about, where we've been rejected. Like, looks like for the past 10 minutes or so. Now we're starting to chew through it. 375. Need to get over that and really start to have the volume increase, so we can get through pretty much the next 15 cents with all these sell orders.
Yeah, these coins though, they're real. They're roughly 2,000 years old.
So you're talking real Roman coins?
Yes.
Real Roman.
I have one that he sent me. I can confirm.
I'm adding everyone to a list.
Andy, how did you come across all of these enough to just send to randos across the internet?
Basically, Ryan, before they changed the laws, I think the laws are against this in many places now, but as they were excavating and building new homes and stuff, they were coming across where Roman soldiers that was their bank account back then. They dug a hole and they put it in the hole or put it in the tree or whatever. And they come across these things and huge lots of them. and each lot has a high concentration of one or the other. So like at times, they'll say, "Oh, that's not really a great coin." Then later on, you find out that's actually rather rare, and it was just in that treasure trove. But yeah, I ordered straight from one of the Eastern European countries back then.
Jay Rice, Andy, he was a gladiator fighter. Oh man, now you got to get a shirt now that says 65 EMA. Are you not entertained?
Oh, dude, that would be perfect. I love that. That's my favorite. One of my favorite GIFs. I know it's a GIF, but I graphics. There's no Jaffics. So sorry.
Sorry, I have no idea where you were going with that, man. I got
Graphics
no idea where you were
right?
going with that.
Graphics, not graphics or Jaffics. Yeah, graphics.
Yeah, because it's a GIF, not a GIF.
Yeah, they call it GIF, like peanut butter GIF, but there's no. It's good.
It's not a J.
I refuse to comply.
Okay. We're learning a lot this morning. I'm not going to lie. We're out here learning a lot.
Yeah, we're talking about file names and how to properly pronounce them.
This is why I don't go live very often anymore.
I was going to say the market really slowed down if that's the case, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think I might be in trouble on this Uber trade. We are really struggling to get back above that level. We're going to stay in it and make sure that we don't kind of kick this a little too early, but move down through VWAP towards the bottom end of the range. We're out. Hopefully a break above 66.82. Might even add on that break.
Great trade, Ryan.
No, it's not. It's down.
Oh, hold on. Uber? No?
Yeah. It's struggling so far. That's the only thing I got on here. SLNH, this actually looks like this might be coming off the bottom here at 260.
See, I was looking at the market and I was thinking that Uber followed. So
yeah, that's part of the trade plan, right? Look at the market bounce off that pre-market pull. I know Uber had earnings, thought maybe we'd keep some of it back here. Now it's not breaking down, so that's why we're still in it here. We're going to give it time to materialize. And in the meantime, I'm going to look at my scanner here and see what else we can figure out. CRCT looks like this might be trying to go for new highs here.
Looks like Meta's the only one really trying to keep up the Mag 7. I mean, NVIDIA is slightly green, but
Meta. So Jay already told us we got that Netflix gap fill. Looks like Meta's continuing that here. Meta not quite there yet. That gap fill 189, 190 area on Meta.
the fact that REBN hasn't, made that move is starting to make me a little nervous. Unless we're getting it now.
And which one?
REBN. I was looking for I was looking for the price of to get taken out or to take out the 407, the high that we made in the morning, after the open. It hasn't happened yet. I know it's slowly moving down. We got as low as we got under 9 on that one about 5 minutes ago.
So that the real body high on the 5 minute here for REBN, how we got that nice big rejection, looking pretty precarious to me, but we're riding and holding the 9. So a lot of times, you guys, these things, that's where we'll end up doubling the bigger flag after already doubling the flag. And that's a pretty good day for a penny trader.
Real quickly here, Purgatory Park. Damn it, Ryan, I'm short Uber. That's okay, man. That's what makes the market. You're probably winning. I'm down on my long position. Jay, I love this. Boot, Hod, lol. That's so good. And credit where credit is due. You called this when this thing was printing lows and said, hey, Spruce Point, kind of Garbo might bounce. And here we are, Hod, green.
I think Jay Rice knows how much he's saying with just that. It says so much. It really does. By the way, NIVF being mentioned in the chat, that had a big old pop to 150 and then came right back in.
And it's holding right here at the VWAP.
Mm-hmm. But that was nice. It took out the pre-market high that it had at 144. You see a lot of those happen, those pre-market highs, and you start to see the stock curl out of the gate. It's a good shot at taking out those pre-market highs. They keep doing that.
TSM getting mentioned here by Lynn and Randy. TSM has made a nice strong move out of the gate here. I didn't hear the squawk. I don't have it on here today.
Uh-oh. Lynn and Randy mentioning Mullen.
I try not to even look when I hear MULN.
It's had a decent couple of days.
Possible 610 break.
Yeah.
The shirt right here that represents my relationship with MULN.
Oh no.
NIVF still holding at that VWAP.
Okay, so I have a wheel with everyone's name. Should I like take over and stream that real quick?
Sure.
All right. Let me add that. Ready?
Look how fast you put that together. That's awesome.
Look, she told us yesterday she draws every day. Look how fast she put that together. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
Okay, I'm gonna hit spin. We already got one, right? Rustam, you pick that. Now we can pick two more.
TGTX higher after yesterday. Dr. Man Red.
Dr. Man Red. I gotta write that.
Very breaking down beneath VWAP.
Okay. All right, let's remove you. And then one more. Gizmo. No?
Oh.
No.
Oh, Gizmo got robbed. That is just
man.
Robbery, Gizmo. Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right.
Demand a recount.
Okay, so
Yeah, I didn't think it was that funny, but okay.
Vanna White and ass.
You have to do your presenting.
Yeah, you don't turn the tiles anymore. You just touch them.
I know
know,
everybody's
like-
name that was mentioned. Please, Andy@mightysoldierstrades.com. Send an email. Let me know.
INOD, trying to move through its VWAP here. Let's see. Uber, are we finally going to try this again, Uber? Currently holding at 66.66.
We are back down to that VWAP as well over here in the futures on the 5-minute.
Andy and Alyssa, I just want to thank both of you. First of all, coming on unprompted for a giveaway, which is pretty sweet. Giveaways are always cool in streams. And the Wheel of Fortune, that was a quality idea. Quality idea. Let's
Ryan,
go.
what is a stream if we don't give things away?
That's a good question. We are in the habit of giving away knowledge and setups every single day on this stream. Now we're adding 2,000-year-old Roman coins. Come on, guys. Smash up the like for that. Come on. Come on.
Exactly. Smash the like, guys.
WYY is trying to retake its VWAP. It's just the volume's not great, but it might come back. So keep it on your radar.
WYY.
Mm-hmm. This needs the volume to expand some more, and this one could get going again. But the fact that it's starting to come back up to its VWAP might be interesting.
NIVF bouncing off of that 131 VWAP, it looks like.
Yeah,
Gerald saying, thanks, Andy. Always enjoy when you are on.
Appreciate that.
Nick says the wheel's broken because he didn't win. I feel you, Nick. I feel you.
All right, look at YY or WYY starting to get some volume expansion.
There we go. EBS getting mentioned again. Guys, EBS continuing here. Looks like nice little bounce off the VWAP. Any of you that caught that bounce, it looks like Sally and Sydney are on EBS.
STFU was on EBS all morning.
Okay, so nice little VWAP bounce there on EBS.
I just want to let you guys know that I'm feeling like next time I'm on here, we'll probably do it again.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
So if you missed it this time, you might have a chance.
I'll tell you what, they better still be building houses in that area for you to replenish your stock. It might be an everyday thing. Stock Trader saying, good call, Ryan, on no relationship between shop and a firm reporting at the same time. No problem, dude. No problem. Hopefully it helps.
Saying to make a wheel for stock picks. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, then we'd have a wheel and we'd have a magic 8-ball.
I mean, look, that wheel.
I'm down with the wheel.
Sorry, go ahead. 13. No, you go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm down with the wheel for stock picks. I think that, darts is cool, but a wheel's even better.
I was just thinking, we could use that wheel to kind of gamble on which one's going to be the runner. We'll just roll that wheel and okay.
Possible bounce happening here in REBN. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's going.
No, this is more important. Who cares about my idea?
Let's see if it can actually take this 360 here.
We want this. We want this to get through that 365, 370 level that it keeps getting rejected at or around. 407.
Being held at the VWAP right now.
I'm going to take some right here. I think it's going. Bang. Oh, and it pulled. Let's see if it goes a little bit more. Need 363, 367.
I'm not sure about REBN.
Me either.
MACD's not looking great.
I would have expected more on that push through 360. Volume, volume. This is coming back in.
I'm watching 330 on REBN right now. And if we don't hold that, that's when things can get a little more interesting. You guys ever have a day when your words just aren't wording?
Yeah.
Yes.
It depends on how much coffee I've had.
And then the other thing is the more I talk, the worse it gets. That's the other thing I've noticed. Okay, come on, bounce right here. They actually refilled 360 there, so that's definitely going to... What was the number that you had, 13?
The level that I have is it's like a range between 365 and 370. That's where there seems to be some... it's having an issue trying to get above and close above it for a good period of time. Like every time we've gone above it on the 5-minute, the very next 5-minute candle, we're beneath it. Other times, the upper shadows just up there, we don't close above it. It's got to hold above that level, that range.
It's literally sitting right here at its VWAP at the moment.
Still holding that 9 really strong on the 5-minute, though.
Yeah. Uber selling off back to the VWAP here. Boy, that trade was bad.
I can't believe Uber didn't track with the market, Ryan. That was
me either. I was hoping we'd get a little bit of regression back to the mean there. So looking at REBN, looking at this right here, 360, 365, and then did you have 380 above it? No, right back to the VWAP.
No, above that I have 450.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it really looks like it's trying to make a decision here.
I got that song in my head. This is it. Do blah 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 blah.
No, I have no idea what that song is.
Is it Huey Lewis in the News?
I don't know. This REBN looking rough. Uber also looking rough. It's trying to bounce off the VWAP, but I don't know. I'm stuck in 2 losers today, folks.
No such thing as stuck, Ryan.
Well, that's true. That's true. We just don't want to.
Just mentally held hostage.
We just don't want to make it any worse than it already is. That's the key.
In my case, I just don't want to admit that I'm wrong. So I'd rather add and add and add until my entire account's gone.
I mean, no, you don't.
I have, though. I have. I mean, I think we all have, right?
I mean, I haven't dollar cost averaged into oblivion. No, I've blown up accounts, yes, but I haven't dollar cost averaged into oblivion.
I've had I don't think I've destroyed an account, but I've had some really bad trades before that have resulted in stuff like that. And there are several that I still have.
I mean, $300 winner turning into a $6,000 loser. Those are not nice days.
No, those are rough days.
And that's where we learn as traders that, that finding the winners is not the most important thing here.
Nope. Managing the loser is going to be far more important than that. Jay Rice mentioning Reddit may go red. Let's take a look here. Yeah, indeed. Wow, giving back the entire earnings move, or almost. Here we go on REBN. Let's see if we can actually break above and actually get some movement here. Remember, it stopped right here last time, 360, 363. I've got 365 as another possible level here. REBN still stopping against that 360. We'll see.
And I'm still waiting to see if WYY will get some of these EMAs to start crossing the VWAP. It's just kind of hanging out there right at the VWAP.
I just want to say thank you, Alyssa. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
All right, here we go with REBN. Oh man,
Nope.
That was a big rejection.
Pull again, right at that 360. Same deal as the last time.
Yeah, that's that range.
That's the level. Yep.
Trying again. Let's go again. Try to hammer it. Doing better. It's getting it. 370. Let's go.
There we go.
Push. Yeah. There we go. And it's
nice.
Now we got to deal with 380.
There we go.
Yeah, 380 is the next big wall. It's trying to fight the bears and the bulls. It's massacre. All the humanity.
Nice Hindenburg call there. And do we get a pull or do we get a little bit more juice here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's still
like you're
still
having a day, right?
Yeah, it's still trying. 380 is going to be that spot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're actually bringing bids in beneath it, which is good to see. Let's see if we can get 380 here, folks.
Let's see what I'm going to look at the broader market, see what it's telling me.
A real Roman Colosseum fight. Come on, 380. This is the spot we've been waiting for on our REBN. Come on, 380.
Okay, so we've kind of filled that gap that we created this morning on the SPY.
Okay, so did you guys know that snakes can get in through your toilets?
Yes, I've seen pictures of that. It is the most terrifying thing. Thankfully, I have not experienced that in real life.
Okay, I'm gonna
Paying
spare
myself here on REBN in case that drops off.
I'm gonna spare you guys the details, but this morning, all of a sudden, the toilet started making a gurgling sound, where I decided that the most prudent thing to do would be to flush it, and then it started to clog without needing to be clogged, without having a reason to be clogged. It really got me concerned, and I looked up, can snakes actually get into your toilets? And yes, they can. And here where we're at, there's a lot of venomous snakes. So,
okay, well, hopefully that problem gets flushed or the blockage is removed or whatever.
Sounds like
it worked out, Ryan. It worked out for now, but it's got me concerned for later.
Okay.
Just get yourself a plumber snake. The problem solved.
I do have one, and I also have a septic tank. This is my first time with a
snake versus snake. Guess which one wins?
All right, REBN, there's that 380 spot. And through, it just waited for me to get out of there. Nasty pull, though.
Yeah, but new fear unlocked, guys. Definitely a new fear unlocked here.
Dandelion saying snake the drain. You guys are all on the same wavelength there. Here you go on 4 on Ruby.
There we go.
God, there's the pop that I'm not in for. All right, folks, that's probably going to be the signal for me to wrap it up for the day. It's just not my day here today.
But look at the pull, though.
I just
got to be quick. Look, that's why you pay yourself on the way up on some of these.
Either be quick or just have those orders out there ready to go.
Yeah. Here you go. Might get another test here at 4.
Dude, this thing looks like it's about to beast out, man.
As soon as it took 384 was on deck.
Saw there was a mention. Oh yeah, somebody had mentioned Sizu. Trying to see who that was. That it was halted. David Lynn mentioned Sizu was halted. It's been going down after it reached just over 10 this morning. Halted.
I'm getting popcorn ready right now.
For Sisu or what?
Oh, REBN.
Oh, REBN. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. What a bummer.
Anybody take profit on this move?
I did, but it was just so small. It was barely anything.
Profit's good though.
Looks like it's going to try to push higher here, and it is. So it's up to 440 is the high. I had 450 as my next level. So 450 is the level I'd be looking for to see it break through. But I'm sorry.
Oh, either way, it just looks like it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, I sold out before that move because I wasn't sure. The MACD looked like it was about to roll over. So I got out of that and started paying more attention to WYY, which isn't doing a whole lot right now.
Jeff saying, yes, Ruben, in and out in 15 seconds. Hey, Jeff, not a bad 15 seconds, is it? That's how it's done. Nice. Jonathan, 30-cent profit off REBN. Guys, we're going to do a lot of cash register ringing here. This was a great call there.
Yeah, I didn't get that last move. I only got the one that we got out of the gate.
Yeah.
Looks like it's still trying to push up to 450. Interested to see what Sisu does, though.
ALCC. Look at this one. Nice big trade up there. That actually feels a little squeezy there. We will watch REBN here.
Look at everybody that got profit on REBN.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We were all on it. That's great. Great.
Oh my God. Look at Mullen.
And there we go.
Sorry to keep bringing it up. Sorry to keep bringing it up, Andy. But Mullen just is not. It's had one red candle on the 5-minute chart this morning.
I've refused to even pull it up. I haven't looked at the chart.
Okay, no problem. REBN it hit $4.52, coming back in a little bit now. Keep seeing mention for Palantir. We just got that.
That came off the bottom, didn't it? Yeah. And took out its VWAP, Palantir.
So it might be turning around. If it can chew its way through all the pre-market and after hours, it's trying to make its way through all that consolidation right now. Okay, what's going on here?
Market's about to hit from what I'm looking at, the futures guys look like we're hitting the 200 EMA on the 5-minute.
SPY is popping here as we speak, Andy. As you were saying that, here's the SPY chart. Good morning. Stay focused. Hope you are doing well. Thanks for joining us here. I'm trying to trade Uber. It's not going well. What are you on this morning? Stay focused.
Not sure I see anything I'm liking right now. NIVF.
How about Zim? Zim at highs here.
What does it do? I mean, I was
1430 on Zim.
Wow, that thing had an opportunity yesterday too when it went under 14.
Okay, and the market is just continuing.
Yeah, continuing higher here. SPY on a push, futures on a push as well. Rivian not going well. Rivian just kind of holding in here, waiting for the Fed to dump the market in 30 minutes. Okay, so stay focused. Giving you the warning there.
No, that's actually really good because that's what's been happening lately. We have seen these run-ups into Fed speak, and then the market just really just turns around. That happened yesterday. It happened last week. And when Powell was talking, it happened during that. And then as soon as he stopped talking, it went right back to where it was before.
Yeah.
That was a crazy move. That was a great day trade.
Yeah, it sure was. Man, scalping SPY that day was fun, actually.
All right. I don't think WYY is going to work out.
Lyft still holding its VWAP here.
Starting to think I might have jumped the gun on a short here.
Oh, the SPY short?
Yeah. I'm impatient like that.
REBN under 4 again. Trying to reclaim. No.
A lot of buying across the board.
So now Microsoft also positive.
MSFT?
Yeah. They were talking about closing and consolidating some studios in their aesthetics segment of their further gaming portion of their company. So we're gonna see job cuts as a result of that. They closed 3 studios and merged 2.
Man, action in TGTX has been good all day here today. That would have even been a decent day trade.
Well, we better take a look at NDLS since Gerald's giving us a flaming emo gif.
MDLS? Oh, ND. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there either. But AIRE, low volume, but it's trying to push to new highs intraday.
INOD trying to reclaim its VWAP here. What's NVIDIA doing today?
What's pushing this market up right now? Because it's hard for me to wrap my head around that this whole market's going up on a couple of these Mag 7s that went from red to green.
Is it Zach Morris?
Don't think so.
He's a big SPY trader these days, from what he said.
CXAI. What's going on with that one? Looks like it's down. Trying to find support from the 50-day SMA. Yeah, I'm not sure.
MXCT, this one moving here. I don't see a new trade here, though. I'm cutting Uber. This thing's done. Take the loss on it and move on.
Still has not moved?
It's just, it has not been able to bounce at all. And now it's just kind of pulling away from its VWAP. That was just not a good trade.
REBN, an INOD, and NIVF are the top trades over $1.
I'll be honest. The bigger stocks here today, not doing it. Not doing it for me.
What's the Dow look like? How much of the Dow is getting smacked around today?
BRB 1 sec.
Okay. So I guess trying to lift Disney up after their earnings. That's interesting. Let's take a look at Disney. Because we thought Disney would continue to go lower. Maybe it's just kind of taking a break before it does. What do you think, Andy? Do you think we see more downside in Disney, or is about here at where it's got support at 104.20? About where to me it looks like it's going lower.
Yeah, I mean Disney looks like a clear rejection here, but I've been waiting for Disney to give me a nice buy for a longer haul.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Disney,
I think that happens somewhere under 100.
When I opened up my broker today, I totally forgot that I had like a 1 share of Disney, and I was making some money, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Did they? Is that one that they gave you, or did you just buy it when you first opened?
No, I bought it like a long time ago.
Oh.
I remember that. It's all the memories are coming back.
So you must be up handily then.
Uh,
It's always a good day.
Yeah, I feel you, Lion Atlas. I don't trust this market either. Like, I feel like something's about to. The market's just waiting for something to happen, and everybody's just kind of got their finger over the button, ready to just get out as soon as possible. Mullen now actually starting to turn around, so there is some sanity left here. AIRE still trying to push over 118, 119. Nothing's looking great.
Stay focused here, saying, Ryan, I took a look at Uber this morning. CEO gave me a sign that the stock may be bought after earnings, but below VWAP looks like a good short. Indeed. Long here today, just not working, but we'll keep an eye on Uber. That's definitely one to watch. Just didn't work here today, unfortunately.
Disney is broke because it's woke, says Lynn.
Yeah, that's I agree with that.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys that it's quite surprising. We go to Disney a lot here, and I never thought I would ever. But they have a flag ceremony where they bring in veterans to do the flag ceremony, I think, every day. And then Epcot has a concert, like basically every week, multiple concerts, and some big names as well. And when they do, they bring in a lot of Christian names and stuff. So it's interesting when you're actually at Disney. It's not the general view that you might get online.
Yeah, one of the things that I've seen is that the view online, no matter what it is, Disney or otherwise, often doesn't jive with the real world experience. And I would caution people from getting, too hung up on what goes on online.
It's their streaming segment mostly. So their parks segment is operated completely different from their streaming services, from their videos and movies, and that's probably one of the big discrepancies you have in that company. It looks like SLNH is starting to really come off its bottom now.
I was wondering here if this might finally come off its bottom. It's only taken an hour.
It took a little bit of time, but the MACD is starting to look pretty good on this. It's curling. Let's see if we can continue to take out some more of these moving average EMAs. I think we do get the price to come back up to its VWAP, which I currently have at about just shy of 310. Looks like 308. Yeah, I agree with that.
I've just learned that these are just companies, and they're trying to make a profit no matter what. And we get one view, but there's it just like the world's all types. These companies have all types running them.
Where did Reddit end up finishing here? I guess Reddit's trying to hold that 50. Gave back its entire earnings move, though.
Such a muted morning.
NIVF continuing to push away here. Although I don't really see any good entry on that, unless you're already in it. The VWAP entry was the play. I think that's where Crow was at on this one. NIVF.
I have an upside target of 195 for NIVF. REBN breaking down, headed to VWAP. AIRE looks like it wants to take 120. If we break 120, the next upside target I have is 155.
Hey, Alyssa's on the screen.
Yes.
Long time no see. Crow's going higher here, so that's continuing to put in its next leg after that earnings. $32 here. That takes us above a lot of these moving averages that were right above the price yesterday on the daily. Bro's actually looking pretty good here.
RPTX looked like it found a bottom, and it's coming back up to BWAP. So looking for SLNH to do the exact same thing that RPTX just did.
Good call, DJAF. This Globe Life, this had so many opportunities on this one. This one printing 80s now. 85. Nice move there on GL. Shop gearing up to take out its VWAP. Let's take a look here. Wow, that thing has really kind of just been flagging really the whole day, just sideways trading right there.
I feel you, Jane Smith. I was looking for WYY to also retake VWAP, but man, the volume just never showed back up, did it?
Uber looks like next leg lower coming here, as it was really, really weak around its VWAP. Around here, Tesla continuing its bounce after that news this morning regarding its self-driving ability. Actually, that market bounce stopped right here at 517 as well.
Looks like it could hold right here, though, Ryan. That'd be very unfortunate for me.
Nice job. Stay focused on that scalp short there. You're with Purgatory Park on that short on Uber. That's working out.
And IVF, we're almost to 195. Just a crazy, crazy move. Looks like $2. There's a big old dude waiting to smack everybody else down.
Man, do you see all these sell orders, though?
Mm-hmm.
Heyo, reclaiming its VWAP right here.
Heyo. Oh, you said Payo.
Somebody's doing a lot of work to keep the market up.
Yeah, and where's I'm not seeing where this is going to. I mean, I'm kind of focused on a few stocks, but you'd think that the market gets propped up by having these Mag 7s lifted, and just not seeing the largest amount of upside or inflows to them right now. Maybe Nvidia, but this, I don't know. I don't get this market right now. It's just, I'm skeptical.
Join the club. SOUN continuing to push highs here.
You don't say. SOUN. When there are no good setups, everyone jumps to NIVF. That's probably true. And then once that one's run, they're going to move into another one.
Sell orders are just flipping through, though, man.
SMCI continuing a move up here.
Seeing a lot of sideways action.
Time and sales, all I see is red.
Nobody wants to buy up here. It's especially true for me in the broader market. What's the volume been like today? Not even 10 million shares yet.
Yeah, it's still that low volume. But I mean, waiting for the Fed. That's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah. I feel like there's more to it than that, because as soon as the Fed's done, then it's just going to go right back to this. And I'm wondering what's going to actually change that. And I'm still thinking it could be NVIDIA earnings.
Voodoo telling you that it's money flow right here. Money flow in and out is low. So basically it's just chopping, drifting sideways. That is
the
what
liquidity.
we're seeing.
Yeah. But I guess the thing I'm wondering is what's it going to take for the market to, get more participation again? Do we need to, I think we need to see that more of a corrective move, so that, people like Buffett can be like, oh, hey, look, things have there's more valuation here to be captured. We can start buying now, but they're not buying anything. They don't see the value in any of these names because they're so extended.
Anyone betting on Hood earnings? No, we got that news of the Wells notice recently. That would not be one that I play for earnings. Good luck if you are playing that, though. Hopefully that one pops for you.
CADL just got a little bit of a pop. It's trying to take out the pre-market high of 998, but again, the volume just really isn't there.
Yeah, volume is just not notable there.
Yeah.
And despite these sell orders, it seems like we're going to hold, and that's it's not nice for me right now.
And this is which one?
Oh, I'm looking at the SPY and the futures.
Okay.
Could just be me trying to talk myself out of my trade.
Smoke Tuna mentioning MI. Len, you're thinking that we'll. I mean, I think you're right. We'll see some more volatility once we start getting some more, or closer to the election. We're 6 months away, so maybe in 3.
That volatility could last for a while, even through the election.
Yeah, all the way up until inauguration. I think the inauguration might be a sell the news event.
Yeah, it might be. Hood, by the way, looking like it's trying to go higher here. The Gunner SD looking at Reddit here. This did bounce off 50 pretty good, up 2 points off that level on Reddit. Still don't trust this one, though.
Palantir still making its way through the consolidation from pre-market and after hours. It's not doing too bad.
No, actually, it's taking its next leg up here. Hood breaking out now to the upside.
Hood got smacked down pretty hard yesterday, right? Let me take a look. Thought it did.
Let me look at yesterday's chart here real quick.
No,
it was pretty much flat.
That was like last week, I guess.
The day before is when we sold off on that Wells notice.
Yes, that's what it was.
And then it came back. It retraced some of that move, but not all the way back.
Have you guys looked at REBN lately?
Right
yeah,
to the VWAP.
Yeah, I was.
We lost the VWAP as far as what I'm seeing, but we are now holding. What is this? Actually, I don't even know what this is on my chart, guys. Nice.
Well, the next level down, I would say that to watch for is 330. That was a pre-market high that we got at about 840. So I'd look for that to be the next level down, and then after that, 3. I know. It looks like it wants to pop above VWAP again. Sorry.
REBN looking like it's just trying to bounce here right from 350.
I don't know. I don't think REBN's. I don't like the way it looks.
Tony saying MODG, which is Top Golf, Callaway Brands, announcing earnings tonight. Thinking about buying before earnings. I mean, I like it. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know how it's going to trade. I don't have any angle on that, but I hope that one works for you.
VERI back up to VWAP now. Just the volume's not great, but just watch for any expansion there. NIVF might be coming back up. REBN best case scenario is that it consolidates and goes sideways here. Otherwise, I think we're going to see 330. There's just not enough volume in a lot of these names to make those moves we're looking for, and it might even it's been to the point where even in the afternoon where we expect some of these moves to run later on, like just before power hour or during power hour. We're not getting that as much anymore because the participation, the volume's not there. We can't finish off those moves that they've been making like they were making last quarter. CXAI, I'm getting mentioned again. What happened with CXAI? Oh, okay, it's off the bottom. That's interesting. It came down to almost exactly the bottom it had yesterday before moving back up. Nice catch.
Jay here giving you some more. I appreciate this, Jay, giving you some more color here on that MODG. Golf had good earnings this week, Ryan. That's ticker Golf, I think you're referring to. But MODG, unfortunately, they own Top Golf, which has been struggling. So it looks like Golf actually sold off here today after that earnings pop. Good luck on MODG though.
Looks like Mullen's trying to take the 679 level it got up to. It's almost there. Excuse me.
Brett, the only stock that I was watching today is REBN. That's it.
That was a good one. You were watching the right one, at least. Christoph, just as he said, I think it's going to sell off. RBEN started to break down from the VWAP there. Christoph, really good timing on that one. Really good timing.
Well, we're getting down to the 330s, so let's see if we get a bounce there. I see a lot of bids in that area. INOD looks like it's going to try to go for 10. The only question is, does it have the volume to make that happen?
It's getting a volume pop right now.
Okay. Let's see what it can do. Oh, it's trying to make it happen. Okay.
And the market continuing here, candle by candle on the 5-minute.
517.50 coming.
And INOD with a big rejection.
ALCC pulled back to its VWAP here. How's Lyft holding up? Lyft still at its VWAP. Found new highs.
I think I might just sit on my hands.
Until the Fed?
Maybe. Mullen with a new high now. Yeah, it's just, the things are setting up and then they start to go and then they just knife. I haven't been caught in anything yet. I've been getting out before those happen. Like I was in SLNH and it's been consolidating. I'm not sure about this one, so I got out. There was another one that I got out of before it started going down, WYY. So those were my two non-winning trades today that I just started to not feel good about. WYY, what was the one I just mentioned? SL and H. Those are my two losers. REBN has been the winner.
And anybody who got called earlier, make sure you send that email, Andy@mightysoldierstrades.com.
Tesla, yeah, nice $5 move off the bottom here.
No, I appreciate it. STFU and Voodoo. Yeah, there's no shame in it whatsoever. I already had a good couple of trades in REBN, so I'm happy with being positive. Just it's not big positive, it's just decent. So I'll just deal with that for now. That might just be it for me today if this is how the market's going to behave.
We'll reassess after the the Fed.
Sure, and there's always there could be things later on. It's just why get back everything that I just made already. Mullen just making new highs now. CXAI is pretty much back up to the open, slightly higher. That's a great call on CXAI.
Mullen. How long? I mean, we're just going to be trading that forever. I feel like I feel like Mullen's never going to go away. Indeed, it is tough to trade against Algo. SPY continuing to rip here. So much for that red day.
I mean, it is what it is. Well, the market will be open tomorrow. We can find things tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And you guys, I really appreciate you having me on, but I'm going to have to jump off here early right now.
No worries, Andy. Thanks for coming and thanks for hosting an impromptu giveaway for our viewers. Yeah, that's really awesome, dude.
Right. Man, that's my favorite thing. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for having me. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.
Stay green, Andy. We'll have you back on shortly. Have a great rest of your day and week.
Yep. See you guys later.
Take care. All right, smash up the like for Andy, Mighty Soldiers Trades. Really appreciate him spending time here with us this morning. And how about that giveaway from him and Alyssa? Let's go.
Yeah, and David Lynn, thanks for mentioning that CZU is open. What a drop. Did they just halt after this? It looks like they halted after that drop too. Wow. That's ugly.
On CZU?
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what the news is. Let me pull this up and see what do.
Sorry for the dead air there. I was just looking around.
I'm just reading. It's. I guess they're just. There's a Form 6K that I'm just kind of going through right now. So it's probably that's what it's on. They have to. They may have to file for. Some of their operating subsidiaries might have to file for administration or liquidation. So that is awful. That would have been a great short if you can find them. Well, Nick, the news in CZU, I don't even know if I'd want to trade this anymore. There might be some people out there trying to get the bounce action, but this is a no touch for me. I do not want to give back what I have gained. SLNH still going sideways. REBN lower, but might be finding a bottom. As a matter of fact, got some support there from 330. We went as low as 323 and came back up. Now we're kind of hanging out there right above 330. And there's a big old bid that's right at 330 to help hold the price up. So we'll see if the sellers can either chew through that or if they're going to give way for more upside. VERI is up through VWAP, and this could move up and take out the intraday high of 455. Take care, Voodoo.
Yeah, take care, Voodoo. Good stuff here today.
NIVF almost back up to where that pop out to 188 was, looking for 195.
Smoke Tuna mentioning CCCC. It's just moving here today.
Yeah. Looks like it might be starting to roll over. That's fine. Had a nice big up move. Maybe resets, trades up some more. We'll see. NIVF.
Yeah, this might halt if this keeps going. I saw some size there at 2.
Yep, 194. So right on the doorstep of where my target was. Pretty dang good. Levels matter, folks.
Indeed, they do. This volume expansion looks good here on NIVF too. That's the other thing.
Oh, we got a lot of sell orders coming in now. It's just they're just getting bought up. 195. Let's see. I don't know what happens here. I mean, if I was in this, 195 would have been my exit. Now I'll watch it just blast off into the 2 handle and just go crazy.
Amazon curling up off the bottom. This is not really participating with the market here today. It's coming back to even.
Hey, Ryan, I think we have a future buyer of a Levels Matter t-shirt. Brett Green says he wants one.
Yeah, levels matter. There we go. So now that we're starting to get some pending orders, we really should get rolling on that.
I feel like we need to get Mario, like from Super Mario Brothers, on there, giving him some kind of with some kind of grimace or some kind of gesture saying levels matter.
We'd be in trouble if we put Mario on the shirt.
I know we would. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. STFU saying everything in a holding pattern, 6 minutes till Fed talk, 6 minutes till we turn it over to Zunaid in Futures Fever, by the way, as well. So maybe be able to get some decent action from the Fed in the futures market, and Zunaid can take you to the promised land. Not to put too much pressure on him or anything.
Nah, he can handle it.
Nah, he knows what he's doing.
He knows exactly what he's doing, especially with that haircut.
Oh, good times.
AIRE really wants 120. It has just been on that for the past past the past half hour now. It really wants that, and if it doesn't get it, we're going to see an ugly knife. Probably right back down to VWAP, but we'll see. Maybe give it another 5-10 minutes. We'll see what happens. It looks like it's going to roll over though. Yeah, WYY going lower.
Him's not really doing anything after yesterday. Scanners really kind of dried up too.
I think I just saw a tumbleweed roll past mine. EBS has been pretty good though. Good, great call on. Oh, you guys were just mentioning EBS.
Yeah, possible move back to VWAP here too.
Oh, it's really on the doorstep of that. Yeah, if it can't bounce here, then this thing will go lower.
A TripAdvisor held the low here.
Is summer here? I think we're a little more than
70
a month away.
and sunny outside here in Chicago right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, perfect. There we go. Air finally did it. Finally got 121 through 120. Yay. See, folks, persistence. Maybe RAPN finds a bottom around here because that going down to 330 seemed like that was the level. Seeing that's how that was where pre-market popped up to. So watching for a reversal here with RAPN. Just the volumes, just like everything else, not great.
Nope. Reddit chilling under its VWAP still. Peloton getting some mentions here. Peloton did move through its VWAP.
After popping to 195, NIVF came back in. It looks like it's still trying to go up some more, but the volume has faded since then.
LAZR Laser here just took out a block of shares for offer there at 2.
That was up on the scanner this morning, and I thought, well, maybe not. Looks like that was not a good call to ignore that one. Coming right back up to the pre-market high of 204. We've had 2 visits up there in that area today. This will be the 3rd if we consider pre-market as well. Maybe cattle. I don't know. Volume's not great.
I think we're in a holding pattern here, folks.
We really are.
I think it's the best move here. See what the Fed has to say, and then reassess from there. No reason trying to play hero here, unless you're trying to position ahead of it.
I'll tell you what, Elon. I didn't trade it. I'm just kind of mentioning levels. There wasn't enough of a move there for me to want to take it. It would have been great, but I don't know how I would have been able to get a fill on an exit. So what are we thinking for the market after the Fed starts talking and when they're done talking?
I mean, I think doesn't that depend on what they say? I guess my guess, if I had to make a guess here, I guess we go lower.
Running up into their speak, I would think so too.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Hey, Zunaid,
What up,
the myth, the haircut, the legend. Let's go. What's going on?
We got the fresh fade. Can the lighting get it? I don't know, but we're good. What's going on? I'm scared to break this like I did last time, but
definitely. I love how you tried to play it off too, and then the chat just called you on it. So
listen,
that
Aaron,
was pretty bad.
Listen, Aaron, you really know how to listen. You listen hard, dude. I'm just calling you Aaron because that's your name right now.
That's right. Yes, because Aaron did the pre-market prep, and I'm too lazy to change it.
Yeah, hitting those keys is a really, really tough task throughout the course of the day.
It's like we do this for trading, but
Zunaid, what do we got coming up here?
You've got futures fever. We're going to trade some futures using Apex. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. And you guys mentioned the Fed stuff, so we'll see what type of price action we get. But yeah.
What are you thinking that we get after the Fed's done talking?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to spend $500 on a Robinhood YOLO for today.
Okay.
I think AB and I might, try to do some content. Like if he goes with puts, then the loser has to get pied in the face. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because I'm in the office. He's in the office.
Fun. I'll tune in and smash up the like for that.
That's what I'm saying. So we might create some content while I'm here in Detroit for a couple of days and, smack each other in the face with some pies. Why not?
Hear that, folks? There'll be fewer awkward silences. I love it.
You can just, yeah, it'll be fun. But appreciate you guys for hanging out with us in chat. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Take care, everybody.
Bounce if you'd like. Perfect. See ya. All right. Share my screen. And then go here and then share my screen as well. Mute myself here. Perfect. Awesome. What's up, chat? It's been a while. At this point, I feel like I just live in Detroit, y'all. I just live in Detroit at this point. But you know what? They're paying for me to stay at a nice little casino. So, your boy make it identity theft. Look, AB, I don't know how good your credit is, but if it's good, I'm about to apply to some stuff, buddy. All right. Let's see what we've got here. How's that office? Office is cool, man. It's nice to meet everybody that you've been working with. It's nice to, show your face to the exec team, to show them you're hardworking. Right today, I showed up at 7:30 because, I was just up early. All right. So here's what's going on. Let's talk about Apex real quick, right? So if you're not familiar with Apex, you can go ahead and get pass an eval, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share this. They've got a 80% off going on right now for another 23 days. So you can get, and I'll talk about trading here in a second, but obviously I want to make sure I take care of our sponsor for this. Oops, that's my credit card information. I won't share that because I don't trust y'all in the chat. Some of you I might trust if I met you in person, but some of y'all are interesting folks, I'm sure. All right, you can get this, $50,000 eval with this right now for about $38. Say you pass it, right? You hit the $3,000 target, then you pay about $100 or so to get the paid account, which so you're spending about, let's just call it $150 to $200 to be on that. All right, Royal, what is happening here? What just happened? I'm gonna put you in timeout. Not gonna do anything yet, but I might put you in timeout. Okay. But anyway, check them out. And now we can go ahead and get into some action. So as you can see, I've been so busy at the office, but now I have one funded account, two funded accounts, and then I have this eval that I busted, or I'm going to bust. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 more funded accounts that I need to go ahead and pay. And I will go ahead and take care of that sometime this week. So when your boy goes back to Atlanta, I just dox myself on Monday, or when I trade from there on Monday, I'll be locked and loaded. So anyway, that's what we're working with. Here are my levels on the NQ, right? Go ahead and take that off. Here are my levels. That was not my password to my bank or anything, just so anyone has to. Does it work with Tradebait? Yes, it does. Absolutely. 100%. Yes, it does. And of course, if you guys are wanting to try out Apex Trader, please go ahead and use the 80% off. Promo code Fever helps me out, helps Apex know that we are sending folks their way, because there's no such thing as a free lunch, right, folks? But anyway, here are the levels that I had, and what a beautiful bounce. As a matter of fact, I didn't get a chance to play this one simply because I wanted to come down to the 50s. Right, if it came down to the 50s, that's where I was going to try to get in on that. But unfortunately, it bounced right before we could. And then we have a nice little move to the upside. So those are my levels. As you can see, we had a nice little bounce again. If this trend line breaks, oh boy, your boy will be going short with his own money to the downside. Reddit, I think Reddit went ahead and bounced from around $50 or so. Go to the 15-minute. 49.40. They try to go green to red. It could not. They obviously reported earnings yesterday. Let's go ahead and take ooh, what happened here? Hold on a second. What was that trade? I feel like there's a trade I just saw. Nice. AMD rejected our previous resistance of 155.26 after trying to knock on the door 4 times, hitting the downside. NQ now to the downside. Where are we going to go? So let's see where our VWAP is. It's right there. So here's what I'm going to do. All right. Our funded account. So I'm going to go here. I'm up $700 on it. I am going to go here and say I want to place a trade. I don't want to buy 10. I'll buy 1 contract and risk $250 to make $250. Awesome. The order is out there. We'll see if during the show we get a chance to go and place that trade. But again, for the folks that are watching at home, if you're new or not new, this is a funded account through Apex, right? So to me, it's in the middle of like paper money and real money. If I go ahead and make $250, that is $250 that I can go ahead and cash out because I've followed all the rules, the consistency rule, the 30% rule, all that good stuff. I'm not gambling. I'm trying to be precise with how I get these trades going. Matter of fact, I should really just have a copier at this point, but I just have been kind of lazy. I'm going to place that same trade again here. 1, 250, 250, perfect. So our orders are out there, chat. You know, I've been thinking though, how can we kind of revamp? By the way, this is going to be more of a conversation between us and charts as well. So if you guys aren't into that, I'd hate for you to leave, but I don't blame you if you wanted to kind of go somewhere else. We want to kind of do something different with our YouTube shows, right? We talk to executives, which is so insightful, and we trade shows, which is, again, so educational. But I've been kind of thinking of how we can do some dumb stuff, right? So I meant it when I said that, you know, maybe we'll have a show where we YOLO some options, right? And the loser has to like do a dare. I'm talking about between AB and I. And, you know, maybe he gets pied in the face. Maybe he gets egged like it's an Indian wedding. Maybe he has to get waxed. I don't know. We can be creative about it. But is that the type of content you guys would like to see is my question. I'm trying to do some things here, right? And I've got plenty of questions and you guys are going to help me answer them because I'm already talking to myself in a camera, so I might as well get some insights out of y'all. But if that's the type of content you guys would like to see, type 1 in the chat. You're welcome to type 2 if you would not. Yeah, I am going to trade $500 worth of YOLOs on Hood. No question about it. The only question is going to be what strike price and all that, but for sure I am going to do that. Let's take a look at Hood actually. So here's Hood. I've been waiting for it to get back above 20 to trade it. This 1650 area is holding. Look, you've got so many folks that I'm seeing that have transferred money from their brokers to Robinhood simply to get that 3% match on their Roth IRA, simply to get the match when you transfer the funds. And the funds have to stay in the account for 3 years, right? So like those funds aren't going anywhere. So I'm expecting some I'm expecting high deposit numbers. We had Amit on about 3 weeks ago, and he was talking about it. He's obviously bullish on the stock. He's made that clear. Shout out to him, man. He's doing some great stuff. Saw him at a Palantir event sometime a couple of days ago. Or I believe he's still there. He might be. I'm not sure. But what's going on with NVIDIA? Let's go ahead and get all these out. We also will cover Hood earnings today, right? So if you guys are looking to check out the earnings call, we will have that here on Benzinga's YouTube channel. All right, come on. Come on down to VWAP so I can go ahead and get it. Who's got some questions for me? It could be trading related. It could be whatever you want. Let me know. And I do plan on having a guest next week who's actually been paid out from Apex. So it'll be cool to hear their story. Question: how can a stock have 101.37% shares held by an institution? I do not know the answer to that. I have zero idea how that can be possible. But what I can do is maybe Google something and see what that gives us. How can a company have ownership of 101% of a stock? The only explanation I can think of is that sometimes when companies do like buybacks, right, the reporting may just kind of be off. It may just be delayed in terms of how many shares are available and how many shares have been purchased or something like that. So they may have said, hey, like if 1 million shares are available, an institution owns, say, 900,000 shares, but then there's a buyback, the buyback information may have been updated before the ownership information was updated, right? That's what I can kind of think of. Yeah, it looks like that's what they're saying as well. And then maybe like something like short selling might be a part of it as well. But again, that's also borrowing the shares that are already available. So I would say there's a delay in reporting or there's some type of issue there, but you cannot own. It just doesn't make sense. But if someone is, if I'm wrong, someone can educate me, please feel free to. What does half price resets mean? Like if I blow up an account, something? Correct. Yes. So you can go ahead and, get your half price resets, as in if you wait. So say on January 1st, you purchase an account. February 1st, obviously, if you don't pass your eval, you will go ahead and pay again, right? That is half off of your reset. However, right now, they also, I think, have where you can reset for like $50 or something like that. So obviously read what you're paying when you do that. Where does your money go when Robinhood gets it? They'll go ahead and, kind of like a bank, they'll utilize that money to make money from it. And I assume Robinhood had a similar strategy to where, hey, they're giving you X amount, but they're making more from it. Or it's kind of like opportunity cost where they're getting all your information and so they can have a big, big pile of money. If you can go through some process of how you trade futures in brief and help me understand the futures trading, as I have some interest in learning and eventually trading. So that's kind of a bit of a long conversation, right? So I'll put it this way. I like to look at the daily and see what things are looking like. So for example, I drew this trend line. Then I like to look at the 4 hour and see what's going on in life. So if I move to the left, you can see that I have this drawn where it's like, hey, that held a support, then this held a support. So to me, this is kind of like a support zone, which is why I drew it. So I wanted to purchase futures right around this area. Now, obviously, that's a 4 hour chart, which means this is going to have a big movement. And then I can just kind of go to the 15-minute and say, hey, if I want to go ahead and get in on this stock, I'm going to try to get it right around this 50 level or so, somewhere in here. You just have to make sure your risk is worth it, right? So my risk would be approximately 50, 70 points. So you got to make sure that your size is okay with that type of risk. I also like to use a VWAP. So you can see right now I've got a trade that's placed to go long near VWAP around the 18,168.50 area. So it's matter of fact, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. How many of y'all would love if we had a series, right, of like, I mean, there's already a shit ton out there on YouTube about like, hey, here's how you trade, here's how support and resistance works and things like that. So we're not inventing anything new here, which is why we hate doing something that you can already find somewhere else. But hopefully that kind of provides you the little bit of insight that you were looking for. How long have I been trading for? I've been trading like full time, if you will, since 2019. I have been profitable every year except once, and that was COVID, because I didn't realize, the Fed, you never bet against the Fed, and I was. I've lost a good amount of money. I think in the span of, I showed a screenshot a while back for the folks that are here, if you still remember, but I showed a screenshot where I think in 3 months or so, I had lost 99,000 or 93,000, give or take. I call it six figures because it sounds more dramatic, and I'm Indian, so Bollywood. But yeah, I lost almost 6 figures in those 3 months. I made 63,000 of it back by year end. But that was a tough time for me mentally and financially as well, obviously. Yeah, I remember, I'll tell one story. I remember it was during COVID 2020, right? We're thinking March here. I went to go get Chipotle and I mixed up the numbers, but the impact that I felt is very true here. So bear with me. I went to go get Chipotle. I got in my car. I had Disney that I purchased around $143. I had maybe call it 2,000 shares or so. Got in my car. I was down about $7,000 on the day. Went to Chipotle, which was about 7-minute drive, down another $3,000 from there. Got done with my Chipotle order. I was down about $12,000 on the day. So like in that matter of 20 minutes, because remember how volatile to the downside and upside, but this was a downside for me because I was long. And so I lost a good amount of money. And that was probably one of the most expensive Chipotle drives I've ever had. Rookie numbers. Look, I will say this. I've lost a good amount of money in life, but I've always bounced back, right? So the first day trade of my life, and I kid you not, the ticker was CDTI. Oh, CDTI. This was the first ticker where I ever day traded. I think it was like December 2nd, 2018. And look, I still have this stupid chart on it. But anyway, so if we go, and by the way, my trade is still active on NQ. So I'll get to that as soon as we get it. Oh, look, I've told this story before because you can see it. So this is where I purchased right there. All right. And then you can say it just never really recovered. And I was down, $8,000. I bought low again, then down $15,000. I bought low again. I lost $30,000 on that trade. But I lost $30,000 on that trade. The next year, I had made about $73,000 in trading in 2019. Then in 2020, I had lost for that year approximately $35,000, and then I've been profitable since. It's tough for me to trade full time now because I have a full time job. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Hey, if you were making money full time trading, why did you take a full time job?" Well, it's because I support my family, And when you're trading, I was a trader, and I was a trader and a contractor, so I do broadcasting work. And the ups and downs, I just couldn't handle the stress of, right? And I wasn't on my A game every time I showed up to the screen because I was too worried about paying the bills and taking care of my family and whatever else. So I just mentally wasn't able to make sound, informed decisions. And I'd be like, I don't need to wait for this perfect entry. I can risk getting in 50 cents above. And when you're trading 500 shares, that's $250 that you didn't need to risk, right? So I just wasn't mentally there, which is why I decided to take this. Stop going to Chipotle, bro. Yeah, I know. All right, let's lock back in on NQ here. Oh no, did it already kind of? Oh no, we missed our entry. All right, so our entry was 18,168.50. We missed it by 3 points. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That is very tough. I did have an order pending, but it just didn't wick all the way down, And now to me, it's one of those things where like, did that move that I was hoping for already happen? Right. I don't know. I'm going to stay with it though. I'm going to go ahead and stay here and see what happens. Yeah, of course. Elon KB, you're always welcome. We have like a newsletter business here at Benzinga, and they got some great quality content. I think AB actually writes some good stuff. Or Ring the Street or Ring the Bell. I think Ring the Bell is what it's called. So I've been thinking about maybe having like a newsletter of my own, just to kind of share, hey, here are the charts that I'm looking at. Here's what's going on. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. You guys can get a little bit more tidbits from me. Yeah, and during the 2020, when I was losing money, I was also looking for confirmation bias. I was reading articles and videos that shared the same downside sentiment as me, and obviously, we continue ripping to the upside. I would just go to sleep. I remember I was taking a nap at like 8 p.m. because I was down $9,000 and I couldn't get myself to hit the sell button because I was always believed that we would have bounced back. Now, obviously, eventually we did, but I couldn't deal with the margin calls anymore. So your boy had to liquidate. And that's actually another reason that I like trading with Apex. And look, yes, they sponsor the show, right? I mean, I think we're very honest and transparent about that. But I pay them with my own hard-earned money to use their services, right? I don't get it for free. So I pay them $165 for a lifetime for this account to be a paid account as long as I don't blow it. But it's cool because I can stay in this trade. And yes, I'm losing $250. But I'm not losing my own $250 is how I look at it. And it helps me look at it that way. It helps me trade better if I can just say, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm good. It's genuinely, to me, is in the middle of paper trading and you're using your real money. Was you all on one stock? Yeah, man. Like I said, I had about 2,000 shares of Disney. I think at one point I had 4,000, but again, I was getting margin called, so I had to trim my position and deposit funds like insanity. Boy, it was on Disney. I think I owned Disney around 147 or so. And here, just for kicks and giggles, let's go to Disney. Let's go to Disney. So let's see, where is about 146 or so? I think it was around February, right? So yeah. So right around here was when I had owned the stock during COVID. And I think I sold at around 89 and the stock went to the 80s. I think I sold around here. No, maybe not here. Sorry. Where is right around here? I think is when I sold, give or take. And as you can see, it went to the 78s and I was like, oh, thank God I sold. Then it came back up. And matter of fact, it beat 150. Yeah, I would have broken even and not had to lose 100,000 if I had just waited 9 months like I knew it would bounce back. But I didn't have the money to continue being patient. And I was also scared that what if this was like the Spanish flu, you know, and what if we were all genuinely screwed? So a lot of fear built in as well. But anyway. All right, this trade idea missed profitability because we could not get entry by 3 points. And that's the NQ. NQ moves 3 points like it's nothing. And so missing the entry point is a little bit frustrating, but we're not going to chase. We are probably going to cancel this trade, though. You guys seeing any trades out there, especially on the future side? Let me know. Oh, look at that. Nice little balance from VWAP. 200 held with this right at the open. Oh, this is a beautiful trade. You had a nice close, 15 minutes above 5,200 psychological level. What a nice test. Oh, my goodness. That's the thing about being full-time, man. Sometimes I struggle with like these beautiful setups that I would have taken, or at least I tell myself I would have taken. That would have been money. That would have been money. But yeah, if you guys know what you're kind of doing in the futures trade, or on the future side of things, or if you believe like, hey, you've got an edge, highly recommend checking out Apex's platform, because again, your each account on the 50,000 side with the 80% off will cost you about $40, right? And then if you pass the eval and you want to get funded, it'll cost you about $105 or so there a month, or you can get the 165 for a lifetime. I always pay 165 for a lifetime for that particular account to be funded. And yeah, I think it's totally worth it. And then you can go ahead and cash out. Now, one thing I will say is if you're going to try to be shady and you're going to try to gamble, and like when news comes out, you're just going to try to make it to the upside and downside and make it big, you will probably not get paid out, because what they want is to make sure you are consistently trading and not just risking and just trying to make it rich quick, right? Because that's not necessarily fair. That's a terrible business model to them. How do you compare QQQ and futures trading? To me, they're quite similar. I used to love trading the Qs. I haven't in quite some time. You can see I still kind of have my levels here, right? I haven't traded the Qs in quite some time. I either trade the options on stocks or equity on stocks, or I'll trade futures. Ever since Apex, I've really gotten into futures. Especially oil sometimes is just a blast to trade. I think I may have removed all my, yeah, I did. But oil is pretty fun to trade here as well. Let's see here. I can't believe we missed our entry. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cancel this plate out. I might be eligible to get paid out $500 from Apex, because I've traded enough days and I'm up like 700. So maybe I could take $500 out. I don't know what I got to look into that, because it'd be cool to just kind of show that you get paid out. You know, Seekin, I've actually been wanting to read up on it. I did a while back. I watched some YouTube channels, YouTube clips and shows and whatnot to learn about it. But, you know, my thing is there's so much information out there, and there's so many individuals that pretend to know what they're talking about because they saw someone else talk about it. So they regurgitate. They vomit the information right back up as if they know what they're talking about. That it's tough to trust what's out there for me personally. But I agree. You definitely want to look under the hood, right, to know what's going on. No question. I agree with you completely. But all right, y'all, that's going to do it for us. Again, if you're in the futures world and if this is something you trade, I cannot tell you, I don't know if leverage is the right word, so I won't use it, but you really can maximize your profitability if you go ahead and use your trading system with Apex's funds that you can get, right? Like you get a drawdown of 2,500. Once you pass the funded account, you get a drawdown of 2,500 for less than $200. To me, that's pretty awesome. Regurgitate. There you go. I knew what the word was. I shouldn't have had to say it. Every time I get pulled into a meeting in like a closed door, by the way, I always make sure that our head of HR is not in that room. One day he will be. One day he will be. But anyway, appreciate you guys. We'll be doing some more video content, hopefully some cool stuff where I knock AB in the head, maybe some pies here and there. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a little newsletter. Matter of fact, if I did a newsletter about stocks, right? If I did a newsletter where it was, hey, here are the charts that I'm looking at. Here are some of the news that I'm looking at. Would you guys be interested in that? Type 1 in the chat if you would genuinely subscribe to it and if you would read it. It would probably be once a week, if not maybe 2 times a week or so. Because obviously it takes a lot of time, right? And I want to make sure it's something that's valuable to you. Maybe we can make something happen. Yeah, because I'm not the biggest. I'm better on camera, but I feel like we can do some stuff. Sunday reading, yeah. And for me, man, if I get a newsletter, which is funny, I'm not a big reading newsletter guy, but if I did, I feel like they're all a little too long, right? I love a structure where it's like, hey, here's a chart. Here's why I'm taking the trade. Here's the trade I'm going to take. Here's the profit target. Here's the risk. Cool. Moving on to the next one. You know what I mean? Like I love a bang, bang, bang. I don't care about your long-term thesis. I just want to know what you believe is going to happen, and that way I can make my own informed decision. But anyway, awesome. Appreciate the ones in the chat. I'll go ahead and maybe talk to our CEO and see what he thinks. But cannot recommend Apex enough. They're awesome. Millions have been paid out by them already. And I know we'll have an interview with the CEO later on, hopefully this month. But check out Apex, promo code FEVER. And yeah, and I'm glad you brought this up. So if I do a newsletter, whether it's with Benzinga or my personal Twitter account or me personally, what I will always do in the newsletter is have like last week's trades performances. And there will be a Google sheet that'll track each trade's performances, right? That way people can see here's how I did, here's how I was wrong. Because to me, if I'm terrible and if I suck at it, fade me, make some money from it, you know? But I agree with that. I agree 100%. There has to be transparency on the previous performance, or else you're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks and saying, oh, aha, look at this. My newsletter called 500% gains. Yeah, what about the 20 ones you called wrong? Can you follow me on X? Yes. So my name is Made in India. Matter of fact, if you just type in Made in India Zunaid on Google, my Twitter account should show up because apparently I'm semi-popular. Last story for me, and then I'll hop off. I was on Bumble here in Detroit, and I matched with someone. And before we went on a date, you Google someone to make sure you know who they are. And she had no idea what my last name was, but she just Googled Zunaid on air talent, and then like all my stuff came up. And she's like, yeah, I heard you dropped out of college. And I was like, I didn't even tell you that. Like, what do you mean you heard? She's like, yeah, I saw your podcast. And I was like, you watched one of my podcasts? So anyway, people search you on Google. Make sure you're clean and nice. But awesome. Really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are an awesome community, and I hope to do more content for you guys with Benzinga personally as well. So keep an eye on that this month. We'll communicate some stuff, but you guys enjoy the rest of your day.